Okay, here we are. It's a sunny Saturday in April, and I'm taking the mattress out for its first run since a major sort of winter refurb. So this is my 1930 sort of 8ish Matchless Model X V-twin 1000cc side valve. I say 38ish because it's really a bitzer bike. It's made out of, the frame's 37, there's bits from 38, and we don't know when the engine was made, and the engine's probably later, but the stamping on the engine's sort of unknown. It's got a later dynamo. Yeah, it's a sort of bit of a bitzer bike. But so anyways, pre-war Matchless Model X. And so what have I been doing I've been trying to sort this running out. It's just not been running right, and so today is a sort of like big day to see if it's any better. I had massive trouble last year, and it was already down to the magneto, which I'd had reconditioned. I reconditioned it didn't work, so I sent it back. It didn't work again, so I sent it back again. Then it didn't work again, so then I gave up. And so what I did over the winter, I took the magneto and sent it off to a completely new company who completely refurbished it again from scratch for, again, a huge amount of money. So it's been totally refurbished again for the second time. And hopefully, I lost faith, obviously, with the first company. I sent it back twice and it still wasn't right. Anyway, so I'm hoping that's sorted. Then I've rebuilt the back wheel, and that's got new rear wheel bearings in the hub. And that was a huge job because they don't make the original sort of bearing. It's like a one-piece, like spindle and bearing. It's all integrated, and you can't get them anymore. So I had to make spacers and then put new bearings in between the spacers, and working out the length of the spacers and so on was a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, that's done, so that's good. I've had the oil tank painted black. It was red before, but for my money there was just a bit too much red and not enough black on the bike. So last year I had the toolbox painted black, and then I've just had the I haven't done it, it's been professionally painted, the oil tank, and I think that's more a nice balance now between black and red. So I'm pleased with that. Then I've put a new front number plate on, because the holes were there but there was no plate, so I've had a front number plate made, because I think that's a bit of a nice touch. Then what else have I done? Then I've changed the gearbox sprocket for a much for a bigger gear, so that will give us taller gearing, higher gearing, so hopefully it will cruise more effortlessly. It was, it didn't want to cruise above 40 really before, so I'm hoping that's okay. Probably some other things I've done as well that I can't remember, but I've had a few other bits re-chromed and this, that and the other. I had the clutch cover re-chromed, I had the battery case strap re-chromed. And what I've done is I've gone for a chrome instrument sort of binnacle in the tank, and I think I have seen people do that before. Obviously, probably certainly not original, but hey, it's not an original bike, and it's my bike, and so I've chromed that as well. So I think it looks nice. So those are the sort of main things I've done, and I'm hoping, and it is a bit of a fingers crossed, that it's all running okay now. One thing I discovered, I was getting a lot of misfiring, splashy, noisy running, and I realised that it was I didn't have a very good seal on the exhaust pipes. So because that's a classic sign of that, if you're especially on the overrun, if you're popping and splashing, and then it's air leak from the manifold, exhaust manifold. So I've put some gun gum on them, and that seems to have made a big difference. What I've also ordered a sort of some baffle material, because I'm thinking that this rear cylinder, because basically it's a straight through pipe, there's nothing in those silencers, it's just straight through. So I'm thinking it's a much shorter pipe, obviously, than the front one, and I don't think that rear cylinder is pulling its weight. and so it hasn't arrived yet, but I'm going to put some baffle material in that top silencer just to get a bit more back pressure, because I think that needs just to get it to top efficiency. I only say that because I measure the temperatures, and the front cylinder runs hotter than the rear cylinder no matter what I do. Done all the tappets, changed the plugs, etc, etc. Obviously it's a single carb, so it can't be the carb, but that seems to be pulling more weight than the rear. And I was suddenly thinking that maybe it's that straight through silencer, because it still does splash a little bit at certain times. You might hear it on the tick over it bang, rather than bang. I get a little spitting, and I think it might be that. Anyway, the sun's out. I'm out today. It's a Saturday. I don't like going out on Saturday. It's much quieter than during the week, but not as quiet as a Sunday. But I can't go out tomorrow. I'm busy, one thing or another. So it's my ride today. I'm not going to go on a massive long ride today, I don't think. I just want to find out A, it's running. Okay. B, it starts from cold and from hot. Because that was the problem I was having before, that I was saying, oh, it's okay, and I'd stop for a coffee or whatever, and I just couldn't get it started again. So those are the two things. A, is it running okay at all? And B, will it start both cold and hot? I just started it before I brought it out here. First kick. So I'm happy, obviously. But more the question is, will it start when it's hot? But we'll see. So right, I'll get saddled up. We'll go for a bit of a ride, but as I say, probably not as long a ride. I'll see. It's actually a very cold day today. The sun's just coming out now, and it's heating up. It was that really freezing, misty, weather this morning. God, I was going out. I planned to go out early this morning. Open the door. God, icy blast. That really cold, low mist. God, it was cold. So anyway, it's warmed up, so we'll go out now. But the problem is, of course, it's a bit later in the day, which is never as good. But another it's busier. But anyway, let's see how we get on. okay? Is it okay? Okay, it's a bit loud.
Good girl. Thank you.
Okay. What's that? Do you want me to go past or do you want me to go first?
Are you going down there?
No, I'm not going into the woods. Okay, well I've turned the engine off.
It's all a bit dodgy with this big tree down there.
Yeah, oh, it's there. Right, thanks a lot. Oh, right, here we are. Made it to the cafe. That's been quite a journey. Generally, bike all going well. That's the main thing. So very pleased. The only real problem I've had is I'll probably show it on the video, but the clip on the main, it just clips up that main stand. And the clip is obviously loosened, you know, it's weakened. And every time I hit a big bump, which in Sheffield obviously is quite frequently, the stand would drop down. So I put it up a couple of times, but it kept coming down. So then one thing I always bring in my toolbox, always cable ties. And sure enough, so then I cable tied it up, but obviously not very well. So then I hit another bump, it came off again. So then I've double cable tied it now. So there's no way it's going to come off, and that, you know, and if that's my only problem, then I'm happy. Starting, you know, I'm still working out what the bike really likes, and what I've discovered is that the carb likes to be tickled even if the engine's hot. So I need to always tickle the carb, and then I'm in with a shout. It's starting like maybe second kick, generally when it's hot, if you don't tickle the carb, it don't want to know at all, even when it's hot. But yeah, but we do seem to be getting somewhere. The only other thing is that it's horses, because I'm out late because it was really misty this morning, so I came out later than I would normally set off, and of course, and the bike's running okay, but I've still got that splashy fire, sort of misfire, especially on the overrun, but also like on tick over a bit. And so you see horses, and so you pull over. Well, that's when it starts making this sort of like what sounds like a gun, bang, 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 bang. And of course, so I scared one set of horses, and so then after that, I had to keep stopping every time I saw a horse, because I did have a very similar accident to that when I was younger, where I was on my old BSA Starfire, and these horses. This horse came past and reared up. I was just riding past, but obviously the horse, couldn't handle it. Reared up, threw the rider off, broke her hip. Then the horse panicked, wild, and basically missed me by about a whisk, because I'd sort of parked on the corner, and this horse came galloping towards me, absolutely wild, galloping. And just missed the bike and me, because it didn't know where it was going, and ran headlong, and I mean headlong, full gallop, into a wall behind which I was parked. And I thought, oh no, dropped down like dead. I thought, oh my God. Anyway, unbelievably to me and my friend Jeff, who were both riding at the time, damn, the horse suddenly got blood pouring out of his nose and sort of like cantered off. So thank God it wasn't dead, but she'd badly broken her hip. So ever since then, horses and old British bikes, they don't mix. So anyway, so I've been stopping the engine, but that's been quite good, because I've been sort of kind of learning how to start it. As I say, the sort of trick seems to be majorly to tickle it, even if it's hot. Anyway, so there we are. So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to have a bacon. I've got a bacon and egg sarnie coming, and have a relax. Jolly good. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm starting up. So here we are. Oh, back home. Yeah, not a bad ride. But yeah, I mean the bike generally going well. I'm getting there. We're sort of 90% there. I've just started it now. Just after we got back, walked into the garage, turned it off, started second kick. Gave it. I haven't given it a good tickle And I think that's the secret to when it's hot. You need to tickle it just as much as when it's cold. And then the final problem I've got is this popping and spitting on the overrun and tick over. In other words, when the engine's not under load. So when the engine's under load, it runs perfectly beautiful. As soon as you're ticking over or going down a hill, pick, bang, bang, spit, spit. And I sealed the exhaust manifolds, and that's helped a lot. But I think because we've got the straight through pipes, especially this rear cylinder, there's not enough back pressure. And that, you know, on the overrun, spitting and that, it's a classic that you've got an air leak in the exhaust system. So I've got this wadding stuff on its way for the to like act as baffles, and hopefully that when we get that in, that'll be it. Because the problem I've got, especially on that little back route, there's loads of horses, and of course, ironically, you see a horse, so you slow down, so you put the bike into overrun, so it starts spitting and that. So then you put it into neutral, and it's just spitting and that again. So when you want it to be quietest, it's loudest, and spooked a couple of horses, which I don't want to happen, and so that's the problem. I mean, as ever, I spooked a horse even with the engine off, but it's far worse with the engine on and it's spitting and popping and backfiring. So if I can cure that, then I'll be happy, because I'm getting it to start first, second kick. Hot or cold, getting there, and I'll be happy if I can get rid of that spitting and popping, and I think that when we get that baffle wadding, it'll be okay. And the gearing, that's a million times better. Oh God, it wafts along at 40. It just wafts along, and then it's quite happy to tour at 50, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm very happy. It doesn't like go much faster. I sort of hit 60 on the hill going down, and that was, and that was about it. But as long as I can cruise at 50, I'm happy, because before I can only cruise at 40, and it didn't like going, and that's just too slow. But 50, I'm very happy. Yeah, chalk and cheese. Just it's two teeth bigger. That sprocket makes all the difference, that gearbox sprocket. I've got a very slight leak from the damn petrol tap on this side. Open or closed, my fault, because I did it before, obviously didn't do it properly. So I have to drain the damn tank, do it all again at some point. But yeah, apart from that, got this, the rear stand, every time I hit a bump, of course, bang, it went, oh God. So was it 3-4 times I had to stop and do it. Anyway, it's tied up with cable ties now, so I'll leave that, and I'll just needs the clip adjusting, so that's fine. I'll just point out I'm quite happy with this. I know it sounds bizarre, but there on the ground we have some emulsified oil, and that is from my breather pipe, this black one here, which goes all the way under the mudguard, down, under, and then joins up with this copper pipe here, and then there's a crankcase breather into the crankcases, and so that goes all the way. And before, it used to just spit and pour oil out, terrible. Whereas now, and so it's obviously working, the breather's working, and I've just got some emulsified oil dripping out. Great, fine. Everything good, just got that spitting sort out. I'm just starting, there's definitely now nothing wrong with the magneto. Hurrah! Phew. It seems to be running fine. Just get rid of that spitting, as I say, and then I think we're about there. Leaking petrol tap. Tight. I get the rear stand. Obviously, that's a simple job. They're both simple jobs, pretty much. And I was just going to check all the chain tensions. Recheck. I have a problem with the magneto that it slackens off no matter what I do when you run it. So I'm going to take the case off and see how slack that chain is. You can adjust it and tighten it up. But then it loosens itself. And I'll check the dynamo chain and primary chain and rear chain. It's the first run, since I did all that. I just double check them. But yeah, apart from that, it's all good. Yeah, and I'm getting there now. If I can get it starting first or second kick every single time, I'll be happy. Because the trouble again with those horses coming, you're knackered, you're on the bike. Oh God, you have to turn the engine off and then, oh blimey, and then kick it over a few times. You know what I mean? Whereas if I can turn the engine off, if I'm worried about horses or whatever, then I'll be happy. Yeah, my clock's working. So it's now 20 past 1 because I was out quite late. Ammeter's working. Just turn the lights on. There we go, on to discharge. Lights, yeah. Oh, it's all good, yeah. Speedo, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, luxury things like a speedo and lights and a clock. Well, hey. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Nearly there, 90% there. Stand, above all, spitting and popping. Fuel leak and making sure that I know what I'm doing and I can get it starting first or second kick every time, and then we're done.